Hi Aquarius, welcome to April. Happy Easter if you're celebrating Easter. Happy spring, happy Passover. This is Teresa from Tarot by T, and I'm going to be doing your reading. And first, I want to call in some good energy for this reading. And let's see what's coming up for Aquarius for the month of April in terms of love and relationship. We have a new moon in Aries, which is favorable to you. And this new moon is conjunct your ruler, Uranus, so there could be some surprises, surprise beginnings coming out of the blue, new opportunities. And then we have a full moon in Scorpio, which will be in your career sector. It'll affect career and home. So let's see. So something may be coming to completion by the end of the month. So the new moon is on the 14th. Or the 15th, and the full moon is on the 29th. So whatever you start the new moon, though, both of these luminaries, the new moon and the full moon, are supported by Saturn. So whatever you, especially the full moon, so whatever you're starting in April, you can be creating something that's going to last a long time, that's stable. So whatever you've been working on behind the scenes. Anyway, let me get into the reading. What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of April? What is coming up for Aquarius about in love and relationships for the month of April? Let us see what's happening. Eight of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Hangman, the Moon card, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, so you are starting the month, you've been feeling kind of trapped in a situation where you feel like, I just can't get out of this. I'm stuck here. I'm in this period. You feel like you're stuck somewhere. And you're feeling like you need to break free of something. Whatever it is that's keeping you imprisoned, you feel like, I need to break out of this. I need to change things up. And you are going to do that. You have the Ace of Swords here. So you've been, this is the Warrior card, the Ace of Swords. So you've been activated. You're going to be activated in April. Whatever happens, it's going to motivate you to make some changes. It's going to motivate you. You're going to tap into your warrior spirit. But also the Ace of Swords is about a new beginning in the way that you're thinking about things. It's a new way of thinking because the swords relate to thoughts and ideas. So you may have some new ideas on how to get out of your state of where you feel limited or not able to move or not able to act. A lot of this with the Eight of Swords, though, it has to do with fear. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to let go of. You have a lot of planets going through your 12th house right now. The big boys, Mars, Saturn, Pluto. That's the 12th house is a time of confronting your blocks, whether they're psychological, whatever's blocking you, whatever's restricting you. The 12th house relates to prisons. It relates to institutions like healthcare. It relates to your own, hidden enemies, your own psychological blocks. So if your blind spots. So whatever you're experiencing, whatever's been holding you back, you have to look at all these things. Where am I holding myself back? Is there anyone preventing me from moving forward that I don't know about, in terms of hidden enemies? But most of the times it's, we talk about hidden enemies. Most of the time, and it's true that sometimes you could piss someone off and you don't even know it, and then they start working against you. But for the most part, it's really our own psychological blocks, our own fears. that hold us back the most. It's not so much other people, because you can deal with other people. You can just, walk away and do your thing. Most of the time it's fear that holds us back, and blind spots, childhood patterns, or childhood wounds. So you're going to be looking at that in April, and you're going to start to see things from a different perspective, and you're going to be thinking of new ways to break out of the trap that you've built for yourself. You've kind of painted yourself in a corner, and you feel like I have no way out. But you do. You do have a way out, and you are going to make your way out. Part of the problem is that the Seven of Cups here is the basis of the problem. Part of the issue is you're not sure what you want. The Seven of Cups is a card of choices, and you have so many different things that you could devote your energy to, but you're not sure which one you want to choose. So that indecision is keeping you stuck. Whether it's trying to choose in a relationship, what relationship's right for me? Do I want this relationship I'm in? Do I want something new? If you're trying to choose, maybe you're dating several people and you want to choose between one of them, which one do I want to commit to? If you're in a marriage, you're not sure what you want. Basically, the Seven of Cups is, I don't know what I want. I want everything and nothing. I'm not willing to make a decision. I'm not willing to make a choice. Because once you make that choice, then all the other options go away, and you don't want the other options to go away. You want to have everything. But realistically, you can't. You can't devote your energy to everything. So you have to really decide, what is it that I need to do, that I need to focus on, that's going to bring me the most happiness. And this could be, if you're, in a relationship, you have to evaluate, is this relationship really right for me? Am I happy with this person? Is there something else I would rather have? If so, what is it? You have to get specific. You can't exist in a dream state of just dreaming and not doing. In the recent past, you have the Seven of Wands. So if you're worried about competition, if that's what's holding you back, like, oh, I don't know if I could compete with everyone out there. Let's say you're interested in someone and you think, oh, they've got, they're so attractive, they're not going to look at me. Or if it's a career situation, I don't know if I can win out on with the competition. You have the upper hand with the Seven of Wands. You have the ability to overcome your obstacles. So whatever's holding you back, and usually it's fear, or not believing in yourself, something that's saying I can't do this, something unconscious, because the 12th house is the unconscious. So if it has to do with commitment, or you're saying who's going to want me, or I don't know if I can do commitment, or I don't know, you're having these doubts, and you have to stop that. You have to start thinking positive. And you also may have to set some boundaries. Either you're setting boundaries with someone, or someone else has set boundaries with you. But the Seven of Wands talks about standing up for what you believe in. Not letting fear hold you back from speaking your truth. So you may have a battle where you have to stand up for what you believe in. And you can win out with this battle, because the Ace of Swords is like the warrior card. So you have, there's something you really believe in, and you're going to fight for that belief. And you should fight for that belief, because you're right. Aquarians are usually ahead of their time, and people don't understand them. And so people fight them and say, oh, you're crazy, and they want to ignore your thoughts and your vision. And so sometimes Aquarians can get discouraged. I'm trying to tell people what I see, what I know, and nobody wants to listen to me. No one understands me. No one wants to hear me. Well, you need to stand up for what you believe in, and your vision and your mission, whatever it is that's really that you're passionate about. Stand up for that and fight for that, and you can win. Because now the sevens, things are changing in your life, and you're coming to the end of a cycle, and you're getting ready to move on to something better. But in the recent past, you've had some instability. Like the sevens are kind of, they're cards of change. Like you're in transition. So whatever was in the past no longer is true. The future's not formed yet. You're kind of like in limbo. But you are moving toward greater harmony. Look at these two sixes coming up in the front here, in the future. You have the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles can relate to wanting to do something that really helps others. It's about, you know, doing work that improves society in some way. Or, you know, Aquarians are all about the group energy and what's right for the collective, what's right for the community. How can I help my community? How can I make things better for the group that I belong with, the groups that I belong to. In a relationship, it can sometimes mean that you're involved in a situation where there's an imbalance in the give and take. You may feel like you're doing all the giving or you're doing all the work, and the other person is not, you know, pulling their weight or not doing their fair share. So you may have to have a conversation with that person and set some boundaries and say, look, you know, I can't keep doing all this. You know, you have to help me. Or I can't keep, you know, paying all your bills. Or you can't keep depending on me to bail you out all the time. You have to start taking responsibility, you know. So that could be an issue in April with a relationship where you're having to set boundaries. You're having to leave time also for you. It's not just about money. It's also about time. Are you giving all of your energy to everyone else and you have no energy left for you? You're not taking time out for you to heal, to rest, to enjoy life. You're just working to the bone for everyone else. Now, you are going to experience some type of victory in the near future. So all your work is going to pay off. But you still have to remember, like, I can't work, you know, you have to watch your health. If you give too much or if you're always doing for others, then you're not getting what you need. And you have to make sure that you're getting something back. You have to make sure that you're getting what you need. You're getting the rest you need. You're getting, that people are appreciating all the work you're doing. You know, you don't want to just throw your stuff out there and nobody's valuing it, or no one, you know, don't cast your pearls before swine, is what I'm saying. And if you are over giving, you need to set some balance. You need to set some boundaries so that you have time to rest and recharge, so that you could continue to give. Because you are a giving person. You do care about making the world a better place. You do care about, in relationships, you know, you may want to help someone. Maybe you're involved with someone who needs your help. And you've been spending a lot of time giving that help. But it may not be coming back to you. Not that you do things, you know, for a specific reason, but, you know, you don't want to be taken advantage of either. You don't want to give conditionally, but at the same time, you have to look and say, hey, if I've been doing all this giving and I don't even get anything back, then you have to start questioning that. The other thing with the Six of Pentacles, sometimes you have to ask yourself, why am I giving so much to others? Am I trying to gain the position of vantage over this relationship because I'm the giver? You know, you have to look at your motives too. Like on a subconscious level, you may feel like you're just, you know, you're buying someone's love, or you're giving so much because you want to be loved. You know, you don't feel that you could be loved just on the basis of who you are. You feel like I have to give or no one is going to want to be around me. You know, I have to overgive. So you have to stop that. People are going to love you for who you are, not what you do. You're a human being, not a human doing. So remember that in April, that you need to rest and recharge, especially with all these planets going through the 12th house. It's a time of stepping back and reevaluating. And Mercury's retrograde until the 15th. You want to start thinking about reevaluating. What do I need to let go of? What do I need to keep? How can I get out of this prison I've built for myself? Maybe you're working too hard and you don't have time to do anything. Or even to, you know, meet up with a partner. Maybe you're spending too much time with work and not enough time in relationship. The Six of Wands, because I'm seeing all this work stuff, I'm not seeing a lot of love for April. So I think that you've been too busy with work and you're not giving time for family and love relationships. So you have to schedule that too. You have to schedule downtime so that you could spend time with your partner. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. So you are going to be, you know, in spite of all your hard work, you're going to get some type of recognition and reward in April for all the work you've been doing. And if you feel like you're not getting results, the Three of Wands shows that results are going to come in. This is a card of partnership. So you may, and this is in your negative thinking sector. So you might have been working within a group and you're feeling like, oh, nobody, nothing's going to come of this. I don't know if anything's going to come of this. But the Three of Wands shows that results are coming. So don't think negatively. Just think positive. Eventually, things are going to start to improve. You're going to come to the end of a project, especially because you have the Ten of Swords here at the end. The Hangman is in your environment. This is a card of giving something up for something better. This is a card of limbo. So you might feel like things are stagnant right now, but eventually that's going to change. You just have to be patient. You can achieve your goal, you just have to be patient. And you have to look at the moon here, because you might be, the moon card is in your wish fulfillment. So you want to be realistic. You might have, you might be idealizing a situation, or you might be feeling like deluding yourself. Maybe your imagination is running wild and you're imagining all these problems where none exist. Or you're imagining, so you don't want to, if you're in a relationship, you want to see what's really there. You don't want to over-idealize someone, especially because in April we have Venus opposing Jupiter. So in love, you want to make sure that you're not overdoing things. Jupiter gives you this, this optimism. So you don't want to go over the top thinking nothing could go wrong. You want to be realistic. And typically Aquarians are realistic because you don't let your heart rule your head. But there's the moon, with the moon card there's deception, or there's information you're not really seeing. You might not be reading someone properly, or you may feel like you may be questioning someone's loyalty or wondering if they're deceiving you. So, but don't take any action based on just face value. You have to look deeper, or you have to have a conversation. Don't let your imagination run away with itself. The Ten of Swords here, this can mean the end of something. So for some of you, you might be thinking, I'm at the end of the road in this relationship. I can't give anymore. I've been giving. I'm not seeing anything, and I doubt if I will see anything come back. So I might just be done. For others, it could mean that the end of your worries are coming to an end. That, you can't things can't get any worse. Because we have a lot of rough aspects, tough aspects in April with astrology. We have, Mars and Saturn coming together, Mars and Pluto coming together. Everything's in Capricorn, which means hard work, and it's just not fun. It hasn't been fun. So you may feel at the end of the month like, I'm done. I'm down for the count. I just can't, give this. I have no more energy to give in a relationship, or even in a project that you're working on. You may just feel like I'm just burnt out. But that's coming to an end. You might be dealing with someone who has some type of psychological problem, either a drinking problem, or drinking, drug, or a psychological problem. So you might have to, it may come to a head at the end of the month with the full moon in Scorpio, where you finally make a decision and you make a choice of whether to continue with the relationship or to move on. I feel like you are going to be moving on to something better. You just have to be patient. And don't let your imagination run away with you. Don't imagine things without talking to the person. Don't, build up a whole story in your head thinking this is truth. You need to talk to the person and find out. So if you're in a relationship and you're not sure where you stand, you need to have that conversation so that you can put an end to your worry and an end. And the Ten of Swords can mean an ending, that something's coming to an end. You're completing something, especially around the full moon. But it also means, but also with the new moon, there could be some new beginning. And you have this Ace of Swords, which is like, okay, something's ending, but now I'm fired up. I'm getting rid of what's no longer serving me, and now I'm going to put my energy in a new direction. And you have this Ace of Swords here, which is showing that you have the energy, you have the drive, because especially, wait till, like all these planets are in the 12th house in Capricorn. When they start moving into Aquarius, you're going to have that energy. And it could be more like toward the end of the year. So just kind of chill out for a while. I mean, know what you want, work towards you want, do a lot of what you really need to do is a lot of soul searching, a lot of evaluating. You might be working on things behind the scenes, and you're not ready to go public yet. You will toward the end of the year. And especially when Mars goes into Aquarius, it's going to give you that energy, that push. You're going to have the energy. Right now you may feel like you don't have the energy to keep going. You just feel tired and wore out. But you will regain that energy, especially when you start to see some success. When you start to see some good things happen and positive response to all the work that you've done, that's going to energize you. So you're not going to feel, and you have these two swords here. Your freedom is coming. It may take a while, but freedom is coming. Uranus will break you out of your prison. Mars will break you out of your prison when Mars goes into Aquarius. When Uranus goes into Taurus, depending on where it's going to shake up your life a little bit, because you're not going to be able to stand the status quo. You're going to have to make some changes. You're going to feel the sense of urgency, a need for freedom, or a need for change. So let's see what the astrology is saying. So you have this new moon in Aries on the 15th, and it's the same day that Mercury starts going direct. It happens in your third house. So that's the house of communication. It's the house of siblings, neighbors, aunts, uncles, brother, sister. If you're working on a communication project, you could have a new beginning. You might be rolling out a new website or something new that has to do with communication. You also have Venus going through the 4th house at this time. And Venus is supporting, or it's trining Mars, Saturn, and Pluto, because Venus is moving into Taurus. So when it does that, you could be either working on a creative project at home. You could have a new, much more harmony at home. You might be thinking about fixing up your house. It could bring love. It could also bring more. It just brings greater harmony. And you have Jupiter in the 10th house, and that's sextiling these guys. So I feel like more money might be coming in at this time. Like something new that you start in April will eventually bring you more money and recognition in your career. And you might take that money and either purchase a home or fix up your house, just to make yourself, you might be working at home more often. So you want to have your environment be pleasant. Mercury is also in your 3rd house, but it's retrograde, and it's trining the North Node in Leo in the 7th house. So whatever you're working on, whatever contracts or agreements or partnerships you're forming in April, they're going to be positive relationships, and it's going to put you on it's going to get you on the right path. So if you haven't been on the right path, you may end some things, but then you're going to be meeting new people and making new contacts, and it's going to get you on the right path. It's going to get you on your karmic path. You're going to find a situation that really speaks to you, and you're going to be happy to get into it. You're going to enjoy the work. It may be something creative. It may be something that involves communication or the media, internet, because this new moon is connected to Uranus. So really, anything could happen. It could have to do with technology. It could be science, technology. Uranus, when it moves into Taurus, it may shake up your home life. Like you may feel like, I want to move, I want to live somewhere else. It's going to bring excitement and change, and it's going to break you out of the rut that you've been in. And the thing with Uranus, though, and since it's your ruling planet, and if it becomes an angular planet, it's going to be really powerful in your chart. You never know what you're going to get with Uranus. So whatever you think might happen, you might get something else. But whatever it is, it will be a surprise, and it will be quick. So it could be a new opportunity, a new beginning that's just sudden, that comes out of the blue, that's going to put you on the right path. The full moon happens in Scorpio, and that's going to be on the 29th, and that happens in your 10th house. So some career success is possible, or something comes to culmination that brings you recognition. You're finishing up something that is going to bring you recognition. And it's going to be in place. It's favorable to Saturn, so it's going to be in place for a long time. Whatever you're building now is, you're either dealing with people that are very stable, or you might be dealing with institutions. You might be dealing with releasing past karma. You might be stepping into a position of responsibility. All of these things are possible. And again, the theme of the third house is emphasized also. Mercury's in your third house. You've got the fourth and 10th house. So you're going to have to learn you're going to have to balance home and family, because you're going to have career success, and at the same time, you're going to have the needs of your family. So both things are going to be calling for your attention at the same time, and you're going to have to juggle that. But things are looking good with this Mercury trine the North Node and Saturn in favorable aspect to this new moon, or the full moon, I mean. So whatever you're building, whatever you're completing, it's going to be in place for a long time, and it's going to give you lasting success. It was a lot of work. You may feel like you've been through the mill creating this thing, but it's going to pay off. You're going to get the reward. Just stay away from the blind spots. Don't let your fears stop you from putting yourself out there. Don't be too worried about, what people are going to think, because that's a Saturn thing, Capricorn thing. What are people going to think of me? Because you're putting something out there that's going to represent you, and you're going to be worried, like, what are people going to think? You're afraid of criticism or judgment. You may be afraid of rejection. Maybe that's what's holding you back. Just put it out there. It's going to be okay. End the cycle that's no longer working and move on. Move towards something that's really speaks to your soul, that speaks to who you are. So that's my forecast for the month of April, Aquarius. I hope this reading was a help to you. If you'd like to get a private reading with me, just check out the link within the description and go to my website, and you can schedule a reading. And we'll get you on the schedule, and we'll be talking. So good luck. Happy Easter, happy Passover, whatever you're celebrating. Happy spring, happy new beginnings, and happy release. Release the past, release the blocks, and move forward. Don't be afraid to go after what you want in April and the coming year. So I hope this reading was a help to you. I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.